Hey, good evening, guys. Hope all is well. Just wanted to touch on this topic that I like to call how the addict leverages loving relationships. And what I mean by that is when we're in our addiction, we will use the people closest to us that we know probably love us the most in life, that we have good standing with, credibility, trust, grace. There's a lot to be pulled from out of that well. And when we are fully saturated in a chemical dependency, we will run that well dry until that relationship has experienced a great deal of damage. And that's the reason why addiction hits home and hits home hard, is because there is a really, really good bond that is created there over life, over upbringing, whether it's parents and children, brothers and sisters. Those are the people that know us the best, and really more importantly, that we know the best, because that's where this is coming from. This manipulation and this leveraging and this taking advantage of is because when we're in our addiction, the people that we know really well, we know what to say to get things to go our way with them. And that's the sad truth of what happens within relationships and addiction, is because we are so familiar with how you feel about us. There's a lot of rope that will be given there, and a lot of place and a lot of grace that will be given to us, and that we will take over and over and over again until it's gone, and until a lot of damage has happened there, and a lot of lies that have been said there, and a lot of manipulation that has happened. Is I think I did it to everybody that was closest to me, and squeezed just about every last drop out of the people that were closest to me, for that very reason. Because in my addiction, I knew that this time I just need to say this, and they'll give me the money, or they'll give me the ride, or they'll be a part of this elaborate plan, with whether it's selling this furniture, or doing these, maybe even conspiring together with, they'll take me to places where I can steal things and they don't know, and now I'm just using them as a part, not associating them directly, but making them an accomplice to my schemes, because they'll believe my story, because they know who I am, and that's what I'm leveraging when I'm in my addiction. So, in the effort to give you some understanding as to why this is happening, I think it's important to keep in mind that if you are a loved one that's close to them, that this is probably happening to some degree, and if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, and you feel like you're being manipulated, that's because you are. And what's also important to remember is separate who you know them to be to who they are right now in their addiction, because those are two different people, and that'll help you stay connected to the person you love, and it'll keep hope in the back of your mind in that that relationship can be restored, and they aren't who they are right now. They're under the influence of a chemical, and much like you and I act differently when we're angry or sad or excited or under the influence of a great deal of emotion, we talk differently, we think differently, we behave differently, we act differently, even if it's just momentarily. Um, that's what's happening on a more permanent basis, day in and day out, is they're under the influence of a chemical, and they are, in fact, not who you know and not who you love. And I think I've heard it best said that if you can trust meth, then you can trust them. That is, if the person you love is on meth, or take your pick. If you can trust fentanyl, then you can trust them. If you know they're strung out on fentanyl, then it's a good barometer, so to speak, to think of is, if I can trust alcohol and what I know to be true about how people behave when they're drinking, then yeah, I guess I can trust what they're saying. But we obviously know that's not the case, and I think it does give some peace of mind to know that they really aren't who they are right now. Typically, they're way outside of character. They're far removed from themselves, and while it doesn't make it any easier and it doesn't make it any less painful, it can give some understanding and give some hope to what can be, and what that the person that you love has not gone away. They're still in there, and they're still accessible, and with the leveraging of the loving relationships, what I would say is, put some thought into it and think of some recent examples of what's been happening and how they've been behaving, and start to consider giving them what they need in the denial for helping them to get to where they need to go, and just saying no, because what they really need you to do is to just say no. You know what? I can't loan you any more money. I can't be a part of this anymore. And it's perfectly okay to do that. It's perfectly okay to come from a place of they're under the influence right now, and they're not functioning who they are. So protect yourself from being manipulated, and protect yourself from being used and leveraged. It'll help minimize future damage, and it'll help you keep some level of peace inside of you, as hard as that is right now. So, hope this has been helpful. Love you guys. Keep up the great efforts for your loved ones. They're worth it. And we'll talk soon.